'Cause I have a feeling we may actually start getting enough to make it worthwhile to feed these back. Hello? Why is there so much? Where did all this charcoal come from? Hello? I did not smelt that. I am very, very puzzled. The charcoal fairy has visited, apparently. Hey yo, it's Liara, and today you join me back over here on Truly Bedrock, where I am chopping many trees to use for much charcoal. Last time we put together this here super smelter, which is a piston feed tape designed by my server mate Silent Whisperer, and upgraded a little bit by my patron JJ, who gave me a structura for it so that I could build it on the server. We are going to use the super smelter as a shop. Specifically, I think what we're going to be doing is selling fuel. The super smelter will be accessible to anybody, but you will need to buy fuel to use it. Or, bring your own, that's fine too. But I figure if I've got a shop that's selling, charcoal, which is what this is producing at the moment, people will also get that for torches and lanterns and all that good kind of stuff. And maybe I can get a hold of some blaze rods, sell those, and stuff like that. That means that I'm going to be putting together a kelp farm today, and preferably one that automatically spits out completed blocks of cooked kelp that can be used as fuel. That way I can have a shop that's auto-restocking itself without the need for me to be, out here constantly chopping trees, though I still will try to keep it stocked up on charcoal as well. Now, mind you, I have no idea what the shop is going to look like yet that I'm actually putting around the smelter and the kelp farm. And that is because I did not originally expect this to be a shop. That's done, so we can turn it off now. Originally, this is just what I was putting together to smelt all of my own stuff because, yeah, there's going to be a lot of that because we are going to be making a train line around this entire island that we live on. I plan to run minecart tracks all along the entire loop of the outside of our big ol' island here. And that is going to mean a lot of iron and gold and redstone, but mostly iron. And I do not feel like setting up an iron farm, so I have to come up with other ways of getting it. A lot of that is probably going to be mining because iron veins are a thing. But that means that, yeah, that's where this steps in and actually smelts down all that stuff that I mine up. Now, last time I promised I would run the math about how much exactly, or at least approximately, the whole train line's going to take materials-wise. And then I never got around to actually doing it. Yay! I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Should I be sorry? I don't know. I don't know if any of you are actually upset that there was not math in the video, but they consider this your warning. There's about to be math in this video. So, last time we figured out the approximate coordinates of the outsides of the island. So that we could approximate how long the sides of the loop are going to be. At the time, that's all the further we went. In fact, we didn't even go as far as actually calculating that, though we did break down that for every 100 blocks traveled, or rather 102, but we're just rounding it to 100 for simplicity of the math's sake. We are going to need 1 piece of redstone, 6 pieces of gold, 36 pieces of iron, 9 sticks, which I actually now think is an incorrect number, and 6 pieces of cobblestone. Because yeah, we need 1 stick for the powered rail, 6 sticks for those, so that's 7, and then another 6 for the cobblestone, so that is 13 actually. So the approximate perimeter is 2,800 blocks. Hopefully the loop will not be quite that big, but it could be. We will see. So that means that I need 28 of each of these. So that's easy enough on the redstone. That is wildly only 28 pieces of redstone. I have to be doing my math wrong somewhere here. This just doesn't feel correct. You know what I mean? And 6 times 28, the gold is 168 gold. Divide that by 9 for 19 blocks. 36 times 28 iron, 1008. And that divided by 9, 112 blocks. We need 364 sticks, which is 4 sticks for 2 planks, 4 planks for 1 log, 45 logs. So that's how much we need per line. We're going to need 4 lines of this. So if we go ahead and multiply that by 4, we can find out how much we're going to need for all of the lines going in both directions. And that is honestly not that scary of a set of numbers. I don't know what I was expecting, but only needing 7 stacks of blocks of iron, I can get that out of like 2 iron veins, or I might be able to afford buying that from the shop. But you see why I was okay with considering this an early game project. That is not a small amount of material, but it's not a grossly unattainable amount of material either. And it's all stuff I can just get naturally. I'm also very heartened by the numbers of how much redstone I need on there. I have not explained to y'all how I'm going to do it yet, but we are not going to be having any redstone spaghetti running from station to station. I've thought so hard about it, but I just cannot think of a single way to direct a minecart to a specific station without like chunk loading or some kind of filter system that is not going to move faster than the minecart's going to. Just there's no good way to do it. So if I'm not going to run spaghetti redstone around the whole island so that people can get dropped off at specific stations, what am I going to do? Well, we're going to have 2 tracks. One of the tracks going around the outside is going to stop at every single station. And in order to progress forward from each one, you're going to have to go ahead and hit a button. This is going to be very convenient if you're just going next door to your neighbors, but obviously not so great if you live all the way over there and you're trying to get back here to the shopping district. That is why there's also going to be the express lane. The express lane only has 1 stop on the entire island, and that is going to be right down here or right over there, one of the 2, for the main shopping and spawn area. You'll still be able to climb onto it at every station, but it will only be the 1 station that it will actually stop in rather than every single one. This means that no matter where you are on the island, you'll be able to just hop on, walk away, get some tea, and come back to find yourself already at shopping. I think we may even wind up with some ejector rails at that station so that people get thrown out of the vehicle and don't block the track in case anybody's behind them. Which, yes, I do plan on having automatic cart placing and automatic cart pickup and stuff like that, which is a lot of why I went against the gas train idea, no matter how neat it was. There's just no way to automatically store a gas the way that there is to store a minecart. It doesn't work out. The upside of us no longer trying to do any kind of specific station delivery is that this is going to severely shrink the profile of the stations as well. The rails already we were going to be able to get pretty narrow, and I may even decide to double-decker them rather than having them side by side around the place. Which, yes, as I mentioned, this is not going to be a unidirectional one. We are going to have 2 sets of the lines so that you can go ahead and go back the other way as well. If you live right here, you can just come straight to there. You don't have to go the whole way around first. I want the train stations to be as slim and as simple as possible so that people can easily put them into their own styles if they would like to, and so that if they don't, they just, are as unobtrusive as possible. That means I need to design the redstone guts for it like ASAP so that I can add that to the redstone calculation list as well, and so that I can build a prototype station so people know what to expect and know what they need to leave room for in their areas. Now, I am not expecting there to be a station at absolutely everyone's base. I am open to the possibility if everybody wants one. But for example, there's like 5 people all living in one area there that it would make perfect sense for them to put one station right in the middle of it instead of several spread around. For right now, I have a more pressing but kind of hilarious issue, which is that elytra that I said I wasn't going to use is about to break. That means I need to find myself a mending book, which I think I know where to find, but I need to find myself some emeralds before that, because as you saw last time, I spent all of mine on Addie and on that bone meal, which is going to come in handy. Not right this second, but definitely going to come in handy. Do I load the charcoal on up into here, or there's plenty still in there. I think this gets to be the first box of product, you know? Now, while getting it from the villagers is a nice and easy way to get mending, I am going to poke my head around at the shops that are here to see, because I know this one sells books, but it's fishing books, so I have a feeling any mending ones have already been picked clean before they even arrived here. But this fish, this very, very neat fish, has a happy fun button. So yeah, that's the thing. Merely Adequate put this together. It is adorable. It is silly. You know, I love it. I love it. Let's see what's actually in here. Ooh, Impaling 5. Okay, noted. I may come back for that once I have a trident. An Efficiency 4. Yeah, I feel like I may grab, they're gonna have to deal with the fact that I'm leaving them 9 pieces of gold instead of 1 gold block. It's fine. But I will take that efficiency because I should be able to get one or the other of mine up to efficiency 5 with that. Go ahead and buy some more iron to sell to the villagers. It occurs to me as I start trading here that I should trade for as little as I need to originally, then get mending, put it on both of my elytra, because yes, I did almost break the other one too already, and then mend them up with the remaining trading. So let's get enough for the second book here, and we'll look at putting Unbreaking onto these after we've got them mended back up so that we don't have all that experience. Did I just grab the wrong book? No, okay, I didn't have enough because I bought the bookcase. Duh. And then we spend the emeralds on pie. Oh, and maybe, no, they're not, the golden carrots aren't worth it until they're 1 for 3. I feel like 1 for 1 isn't worth it. And what else can we buy or sell to get a little bit more? Wasn't there was something that I wanted? This axe? No, I already got the axe. I don't know. That's fine. Oh, that's what we can do. Well, I was gonna say we could get Unbreaking, but apparently I don't have enough emeralds left for that. Gonna buy more iron, because there's still more I can trade to. That was incredibly off-key. Okay, I was only able to put together enough for 1 Unbreaking book for right now, but we'll put that on to the fully mended one. And put the less mended one. Oh wait, I have emeralds in here. Sure, I'll take another one of those then. There we go. We'll put the fully mended one away then, and we'll put back on that one. I don't know which one was which anymore. It's fine. So I've been out here stalling on actually building the kelp farm. Basically, I got it into my head that I wanted to also make a blaze farm to use as fuel as well. But before I can do a blaze farm, I kind of need fire resistance potions. And in order to get fire resistance potions, I need a blaze rod. So that brings me to Gruba Space, which right now is just a platform on a pontoon out in the middle of the ocean, filled with shulker boxes. That's more than I have so far. He said that there should be blaze rods in his chests. Yep, there they are. And to go ahead and take a couple, I'm going to grab 3, I think. I do already have a brewing stand in my stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where, but got it somewhere. So all I'll need to do is get a hold of a magma cream or a piece of slime And then I'll be able to make some fire resistance and be safe in the nether. Mind you, I have rolled fire protection 4 on these pants, and then these shoes came with fire protection 2 to begin with. So I'm not too worried about just like the occasional brush with lava or anything. Famous last words, I'm sure, probably. But full on fighting a blaze nest just does not sound like a good time without fire resistance. And neither does some of the other stuff that I have planned for this week. As for what it is that, oh boy, that's 2. That's 2. Oh, that one dropped one though. Okay, run away, get air back, and swat. Yes, we are 2 for 2. That brings us to 3 total. If I can clear my inventory enough to get that one. Woo! 3 tridents achieved. All right. So that is 2 tridents that I'm going to use for a trident killer at the Blaze Farm, and 1 that I can just make into a Riptide trident and get transported around this place much easier. Whatever's happening here is not my fault. I just want to be clear about that. Ooh, I wonder if anybody's gone ahead and bought any charcoal. Yay! We have some sales already. That's not much, but it's something. It's getting us going. Alright, so I thought I recorded some earlier showing an earlier stage of this farm, but yeah, apparently I didn't have my recording settings right. So hi, you're coming back in with this farm like half done? The actual kelp collecting part is done. And it is, you know, I'm realizing it does flow so slow. I probably don't need the second smoker. Yeah, I'm really sensing I'm not going to need the second smoker. But this is, for right now, just backing up into here. We do not have the auto crafter set to actually craft yet. I need to look up how to do that. I don't know whether I'm going to have somebody do it for me or follow a tutorial or what I'm going to do about it. And more intimidating than that, I have to figure out how we are getting the fuel back up to the kelp collector, because we need some percentage of the fuel from here to go up to there, but not like all of it. And since this will not have a direct inventory access to up here, then we can't trust it to not back up. We have to somehow only have a percentage of it go through. Oh, hey, I just played for 100 days officially. Nice, that's very cool. Assuming that means I've hit 33 hours on the server, we'll have to look it up later. But what I'm actually thinking I may do is just manually load the fuel for the time being, especially because I don't think this is going to spit out 20 items at once unless I set it up so that it's only detecting on certain spots, which then risks our water source at the top getting messed up. I just think that we're only going to have like 3 or 4 at a time. So I may even want to just stock it with like slabs or something else. So maybe I'm just going to hook it up to a double chest of that for right now. It looks like I need to go ahead and take out the second smoker from, like I said, the rate that it comes up at. And yeah, we'll just rearrange it like that. Okay. So I'm about to make some guesses as to how comparators work. All right. So I think we need to do that coming out of there. And that we need to compare to, actually, I guess we're going to need to compare it on this side because otherwise it's going to be comparing to that chest, and that chest is not going to be a useful thing to have it comparing to. So I think now we can have it compared to that. And now, if I'm not mistaken, nope, that is not how it works. Okay. All right, so we need something else to be full over here instead. So I am going to get some clay, just a block or 2. So it's okay if I steal it from the river. It would be okay if I stole it from the river if I could, there we go. If I could find any. 37 items into our pot. Okay, I had to look it up. All right, so by my understanding, where I went wrong with that was actually just that the signal strength was too much. The signal strength actually just needs to be 9, not the full 15 that block gives me. So checking on the wiki, it looks like to get a signal strength of 9, my simplest option is just to go ahead and make a big old pot and then fill it with 37 items. So there's a decorated pot, and here is 37 pieces of jungle wood that I can shove into it. I like it. I like the way it wiggles. It's very silly. That theoretically should do this. Yeah, okay. But we still run into the previous problem of it needs to be at a time. Nope. It only did the one still. But we are still messing something up. Okay, so clearly my signal strength is wrong here because this is on at 2 for whatever reason. Okay. Redstone just befuddles me, peeps. I feel like there's no consistency whatsoever. Like, what do you mean I need that to get it out of a container? I guess that means I could just go around the other side here then. If it's not going to be accidentally reading out of the box then. There's a creeper down there. I'm gonna go kill it in a second so that it doesn't come ruin my day. Okay, moment of truth. Oh. Oh, did it work? Oh, it worked! Oh, it worked! This feels very silly and like it's far more involved than it needs to be, but okay. If I am understanding right what's going on here, this comparator here is detecting how much stuff is in here, which right now is not much. This comparator here is detecting how much stuff is in here, which is 37, which is a value of 9 because it's a little bit more than half. So that's comparing those two numbers, and as soon as this number is at least this number, like as soon as these are at least the same number, or this one's bigger, but it's not gonna be able to get bigger because there's only 9 here, then that makes this send out a signal, and that then goes all the way around and makes this activate. So if I go ahead and load this up, this should nicely pop them out for us. And we should just slowly get, yeah, we got dried kelp blocks coming. Okay, well that is now set to do its own thing for however long this mini slabs lasts us. I am gonna have to come up with a price for the kelp blocks, and I'm probably gonna leave my camera account here to AFK overnight so that we can stock up on it. But I'll probably put her like up over here somewhere so that the iron farm gets run too at the same time, you know? Be a little cheeky about it. I missed a log. But hooray, I toughed it out. Chat helped, but I managed to get it figured out. We have it built. That is awesome. Onward to the next step. All right, so bad news. After a couple of hours of the area being loaded by people chopping trees and everything, we still don't even have 2 stacks of kelp. I kind of thought that might be the case. I was a little worried about that, but you know, I'd had my fingers crossed that maybe it would turn out all right. So what are we to do? Well, the logical thing is to extend the farm. We are kind of below floor level for up here. I still don't have any idea what the building going around this is going to look like, mind you. But we are kind of below ground level up here. And I think I do have a fair amount of dirt just sitting around. So I think I could get away with digging this into the mountain to extend this back another 8, maybe even 16 sets of these. Does mean I need to see if I can get some more quartz from somebody first, but it shouldn't be too hard to put together. So I started to glass this whole wall in, and then I realized there's no point in having glass past where the actual wall's going to begin, which is going to be right around here. So why bother having glass the rest of the way? Well, one small problem with that, I only have so much andesite either. And that is foolishly what I have chosen for my decoration on this. But worry not, there is actually a recipe for andesite if you were unaware. There we go. Combining cobble and diorite, we've got andesite. And now we've got another little over a stack, which might not be enough, but we'll figure it out. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm bothering building with the andesite at all instead of just letting the walls be stone back in here where we can't see, it's mostly so that if somebody else tries to dig into the area, they won't accidentally dig through my building because, oh, this is definitely man-made, and they'll stop. Which probably means I need to change out the bottom underneath the kelp down there. Yeah, I think that needs switched out. Zloy apparently already has most of a stack of netherite. So I was hoping that was going to mean there was some quartz around here as well. But so far, I'm not finding any. So I have a feeling I'm just going to have to ask him where his tunnels are, and I'll just go dig the quartz out of the walls where he didn't take them yet. Chance or not, I'm very glad that I now have a fire resistance potion for out here as well. Because I still just get so nervous flying around in the nether. Especially with so many gas around. I'm sure there was once a poor little gas there long, long ago, and I just have to hope that it got picked up by somebody and not caught up in all this fireball nonsense. Sorry, that piglin scared me for a second because I thought it was that gas being even closer than I thought. Ow. Can we not do this? I'm just trying to get some quartz. Yep. Alright, yeah. I think over a stack is enough. Wait, no, is it 2 redstone or 2 quartz per? I think it's 2 quartz per observer. So I think I do need even more quartz. I need 48? No, 36. I need 36 observers. Any ugly children over here? Nope, does not look like it. Ow. Okay, that's more like it. That should do me. Now to see if I can actually find... Well, that was easy enough. Civilization! Wait a second. I could use some glowstone too. Let's see if we can land on a parcel of it somewhere. Like maybe this one? No. Okay. And just get like, I don't know, 30 pieces of it? Whatever this bunch is should do me. And we'll see if kelp grows on this or not. And if it does, then maybe we'll just plant the kelp on this directly. Ow. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to land on ones over lava lakes. Oh, that is... This is a big one! Ooh! I like it. Okay, let's tear a bunch of this out. Like 2 patches in one or something. I actually don't need to tear out this whole thing. We've got almost a stack already, and that'll be plenty. That will be plenty, so let's glide back to town. That is a lot of magma cubes. I guess if anybody ever needs to set up a frog light farm, we've got a spot for it. That's the wrong way. Okay, now we can go back to civilization. Memo to self, get aqua affinity helmet. Oh wait, that's gonna all get eaten. No. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna go get more kelp. Dang it, it won't place on top of glowstone. I should have known. Okay, so we need as many observers as we can get. It looks like cobble is our weak point there. It looks like cobble is going to continue to be our weak point because we are going to need a bunch for the pistons as well, which we also only have 6 of sitting around right now. So I guess let's get out the iron and construct those first. That should be exactly enough of those. Let's go ahead and check. Okay, so glowstone this layer, pistons this layer. I think we leave that, but we do that for the time being. And then we slip to the other side and we can put down the observers. Then we rinse and repeat. Y'all, apparently I still can't do math. 16 times 3 is 48, not 36. Right, I turned most of my cobble into slabs to go bridging across the nether. Whoops. All right, everything is done except for tearing down the wall and filling in the water on the other side over here. But we need to go ahead and take care of that. The other thing that I need is more redstone. I need to go check to see if I have more. Ooh, I am not feeling good about this. Do I have more back at the hotel? That would be a no in there. There's some in there, but I don't know if that's mine or not. I do have mysterious ones in my ender chest here that might have stuff in them. No, but that's where my gunpowder and pig step went. And none in the closet from the looks of it either. I don't even need a whole stack, so I am just going to go ahead and take it from this for right now, but I'm going to make the mental note that I may owe JC some redstone. All right, I got 3 buckets. I got a bunch of ice. Let's tear down this wall and fill this sucker in with some water. And of course, in order to actually have the water flowing on the tops of these, we had to put some ice underneath it. I did it with regular blocks the first time through, but it's just so much easier if you just use ice because it just turns into water when you break it. And of course, gotta plant the rest of the kelp. All right, and with that, technically this very judgy looking farm is done, is ready, is good to go. So that means we need to give it a few minutes for everything to actually grow and start seeing if this gets backed up or not. Because I have a feeling we may actually start getting enough to make it worthwhile to feed these back. Hello? Why is there so much? Where did all this charcoal come from? Hello? I did not smelt that. I am very, very puzzled. The charcoal fairy has visited, apparently. Anyway, what I was about to say is we'll go ahead and see how much is coming in per, swoop now. And see, oh, right. Is there anything else that fell in there in the meantime? No, not from the looks of it. But we'll see how many are coming in per swoop and see if we do need that 20 per. Ooh, wow. Yeah, because that is a lot coming in now. That is a whole lot coming in now. Interesting. We've got 19 backed up in there already. Yeah, I think we can definitely set things up so that the kelp blocks go back in there somehow. And we can also possibly put back in the second smoker, but we'll see if we need that. So I've been over here wrecking my brain about how I'm going to set up a dropper vader so that I can get the kelp back up to the top to go ahead and fuel the smelter. And as I'm trying to figure it out, I had said, oh, I can go ahead and have it so it be that every time the crafter gets activated, a dropper gets activated as well, so that the previous kelp block that it made gets sent on up. And so I had a better idea though. You see, these suckers just kind of spit the stuff straight out their face when they're complete. So I don't actually need a chest in front of that. I can just put a little dropper vader over here. So I guess I need to put a block up here. If I can aim properly, I may need to put another, very concerned I may have to put another hopper up one higher to make sure that it actually eats all of the kelp as it comes in, maybe, because that's technically more than one high water now, but hopefully the speed of it will drag it all the way down there. And there we go. There's our first kelp block that's been spat out. So what we need is I need a piece of soul soil, which hopefully I have somewhere. I guess we technically don't need the soul soil because items do float eventually, but it'll just go so much faster with the soul soil. Why are there no soul soils? Well, okay. Why are there no soul sands? Pardon me, I'm mixing them up again. Well, I guess we're gonna go fetch. Can't believe that I tried saying I wasn't gonna use wings. All right, what's our fastest route to soul sand? Yeah, right here. That's what I thought. And we'll just get like half a dozen so that this doesn't happen again anytime soon. Why is there a turtle in the nether? Break all that. That's a bubble column now. We're gonna have to be real quick and hasty on how we break this, I think. Or do we need it? We need it going one more up first, don't we? and then it needs to flow this away. We're going to have one there. Oh, this is going to be fun because we're going to go ahead and break this whole shebang. Maybe I should have tried picking. I did pick up the chest. Good show. Good show. And those can just get shoved over here for right now. All right. So I think our solution here is going to be having the water run around the corner here, across that one first, and then that's going to come all the way around and dump into a second hopper over here. Oh, I forgot that that box is full too. No. All right. And as far as I can tell, that is all set up. So now everything comes cruising on down here. For right now, it is still working its way through slabs, but eventually it will run out of the slabs that are in that hopper, and that hopper will get filled up with kelp blocks. We are only keeping that hopper worth of kelp blocks in the inventory for the smoker. Everything past that can go ahead and flow through and get taken down into the chest here. That does mean we have 2 stacks officially. I am going to be selling it by the stack. All right, well, this still doesn't solve one other problem, which is the whole thing's ugly at the moment. But that's a problem I highly suspect I'm going to wait till next episode to solve. For right now, I'm going to grab some dirt and cover back over the very top of this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We missed an observer, clearly. Let me find my observers, and no. We didn't miss the observer, so why didn't that go? Oh, do I not have redstone on the back of that one in particular? Yes, we missed a piece of redstone. That, ooh, we narrowly avoided disaster there, because if that had gotten all the way to the top, that would have messed with our water sources heavily. So let's go fix that. And it looks like we missed one up here as well. No? So why had that managed to grow to a third? That makes me nervous. Well, hopefully that one was just a fluke and everything else will be squared away now. All right, so I am satisfied with how this thing is set up, so I'm gonna go dig myself into the wall, set a timer for an hour, and go get most of this episode edited, hopefully. Then when we get back, I'll find out how much this has produced in the meantime, which we are at 64 and 8. Oh wait, is it starting to load into... Aha! It is starting to load into there. Okay, well... that's going to be intriguing to find out how much we get then. Hopefully it won't have, well, actually no, hopefully it will have used up all the slabs by then. We'll see. Worst case scenario, it's going to run out of fuel and not be smelting anymore, in which case we know we need to use other fuel and it is not producing enough to self-sustain. But hopefully it'll all be set and there will be plenty in there ready to go when we get back. All right, moment of truth. We have been AFK for about 3 hours in total. I went and took a nap, and we still have the same amount of kelp in there, but hopefully that means we've got, we've got kelp backed up into here now. However, that still means we only produced about like 3 stacks of kelp, maybe 4 stacks of kelp that whole time that I was AFK. So we still may want to look at a different fuel source for this. I am not sure how efficient it's being. I do also know that there are ways to, set it so that the smoker only activates once there is at least 20 items in it, but I don't know of any compact ways to do that. And you saw how long it took me to figure out this on my own. So that means that's something I definitely need to go ahead and look up if I'm going to do. And I think we have done plenty for this episode in all honesty, so I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you had as much fun as I did, make sure you leave a like. If you're new here and you want to hang out again next time, then hey, please subscribe before the phantoms get me. Take care, everybody. Toodles!